Hi, friends and fellow intuitive academics. My name is Shelley, and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic journey. And so today we're doing a reading to help guide you through the beginnings and throughout the whole year of the year of the wood dragon that's coming up into transition this February 10th area. And so the dragon is of particular significance. So there's a lot of like hype, a lot of excitement around the dragon years in general. They're considered very auspicious years. And in particular, the dragon in the Chinese kind of astrological setup is one of these more, like, first of all, it's, I think it's the only mythical creature, but it's definitely considered the one that's like the authoritative character, but also in touch with the divine. So it's kind of walking in between two worlds, like the spiritual and the physical, and that's where its power comes from. It has power in both these worlds, and it has power in the combination of those worlds. And because it's a wood year, so there's different elements that the animals of the Chinese astrology are associated with. Because it's a wood year, it's more associated with like growth and expansion. Just think of like a tree and how that behaves. So it's definitely got me excited. I had a really great Year of the Dragon last time around, so I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen this time around. And so we're going to do a pick a card reading so that you can use your intuition to participate as well and to help garner your own messages in collaboration with the messages I'm seeing and trying to translate to you. So let's draw 3 cards that our viewers can use to help guide them to set the theme for their experience of the Year of the Dragon. So the first one we're getting is the blue flame. Whoop. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Wow, that looks like to be a fantastic year. I'll try to hold back my comments so I don't influence you. I'm just very shocked by that card. As opposed to baby steps, seems like very opposite energy. Action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. And then our last card is, let's see, this one. The Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, but softening to love. So you could take a moment and let your intuition guide you to the images or the wordings in these cards. I feel like I also want to add in some crystals because I'm seeing connections happening to help you form your decision. So I'm going to put this one here. And this here. Let me just show you really quick if the light can capture it. Might be better like this. Okay, so please go ahead and pause the video if you need to just meditate and reflect on which pile you're being drawn to, and I will see you next in your chosen reading. Hi, Blue Flame chapter. So I was doing some meditating on your card, and the first things I was pulling through was it really had this feeling to me that resonated with my visit to Angkor Wat in Cambodia, which is a huge sprawl of uh, ruins that are both like temple and ruins of the that empire of the time. Um, if you, I think the most popular reference to Angkor Wat in popular culture is what's the name with Angelina Jolie and Tomb Raider. So Angkor Wat shows up. Some of the temples show up in Tomb Raider, um, but it's really making me think of these very like ancient societies in which like um, spirits, the divine, were heavily integrated into just like everyday life or understanding how everyday life operates as well, especially with this word integration. It's I think of um, that possibly you've already been going through some kind of spiritual awakening, um, integration that happens for you during the time of the dragon that we're entering. Um, Yeah, and you can see, I don't know if you can see in the figure, that's actually like a double figure. There's like a more magenta purple figure. There's like echoes of figures. It makes me think of like reincarnation in previous lifetimes. And part of the activation or awakening that you're forecasted to experience this year is part of a bigger kind of cycle of previous activations and awakenings. And integration refers not only to the physical and the spiritual experiences that you're living now, but also the previous lifetimes of awakening that are accumulation of what you're experiencing now. So there's like multiple dimensions to what you're going through right now. So just to add to like the significance of that for you, I mean, I don't think it's anything to be afraid of. I think after a while, just like anything, it just feels like normal everyday life, right? Um, After you experience the what's the word? The word is sublime. So after the sublime, the experience of the sublime, and you might want to look that up to get a greater sense of what it means, but like kind of just like the feeling or the experience of something that's like overwhelming, incomprehensible, or you're trying, there's like no words for it. So there is like a element of the sublime happening here, but then with the integration, it's like you level up, it becomes part of you, and you can walk both worlds, the spiritual world and the physical world. I want to read the description here so we can also incorporate what the authors intended. So it says, this is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. Oh, very interesting. Just pausing. I'm just, because I've been going through own awakening of my own over the past 2 years, and strangely at the same time as my sister, and I'm just kind of feeling grateful that we weren't going through it alone. And coincidentally, my husband had an awakening many years ago, so he was kind of helping to navigate us. And we're from cultures that where this isn't very known or understood, so just reading this, that elsewhere they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. Surprising to me. And it's kind of sad that we don't have that. But as it's making me think, as you're going through yours, perhaps you want to start connecting with communities that you trust that could help navigate you through your awakening. Because that was incredibly helpful when I leaned on my husband and my sister for support. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. This isn't easy. The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, quote unquote, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate. An awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. Interesting. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends, it says in parentheses. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So it says, Starseed activation, place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. You could probably just place your hands or a stone that you resonate with on your heart and whisper the following. I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. Wonderful. So we're in this reading, we're doing Year of the Dragon, opportunities, changes, and challenges. And I can already see that this encompasses all three, and that's why it's your overview card for the reading. So this awakening is very much a core part of your Year of the Dragon experience. So let's go ahead and extend on our question of what are the opportunities coming your way this Year of the Dragon for our Blue Flame chapter participants. Opportunities coming their way. So we have the Eight of Cups reversed, the Hierophant reverse, Seven of Cups reversed, and Three of Cups upright. Opportunities. So I see that the major opportunity is to connect with community. And kind of like what I said before, this may be your spiritual community that will help guide you through your spiritual awakening. It's very interesting with the Hierophant framed by the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Cups, which are in sequence with each other. And so the Seven of Cups is, and interestingly, there's a dragon in one. Can be like disillusionment, having to discern like what is truth and what's reality versus what's illusion. I mean, that makes a lot of sense for a spiritual awakening. If you're feeling like, am I imagining this? Or is this actually happening? This card would make sense. Because it's reversed, I feel like these are things that have already happened in your past that you're struggling with. Yeah. And actually, because of the Hierophant being here, I would say that it's putting you in conflict with your religious beliefs that you were socialized into growing up. And you're very uncertain about what to believe now at this point. And you're very hesitant to leave your faith community, you kind of feel like because this doesn't align with the beliefs in your faith community that you might have to leave it. And that's a very difficult struggle to navigate from stories I've heard. I didn't grow up in a faith, so I can't attest to my personal experience. But I know that this does happen, and you might do some research about people who have experienced similar things and how they reconcile that. For example, like growing up Catholic and then being able to tap into intuitive abilities, and in Catholicism, in certain practices of Catholicism, there are many, it might be seen as like evil or witchcrafts, and that can like just totally disrupt the harmony of your worldview. But you're not alone in this. There are people who are going through the same thing. They have found ways to integrate their religious beliefs with their what they're experiencing in their spiritual awakening. There are ways to do that, and that might be specifically the community you seek out. A community that not only aligns or understands like the language of what you're going through in your spiritual awakening, but also understands the experiences of having to grapple with leaving or reconsidering your existing relationship to the faith community that's been a part of your identity, possibly your whole life. So again, this is the opportunities part of the reading. So I want to say that because this is the opportunities message, we're leaning into the message of that community is your great opportunity this year. Meaning, if you look for them, you will find them, they will find you, you will get signs, you will connect, and it will blossom, you will lift each other up, and you're meant to have this community. So that is your major opportunity for the taking. If you seek it, you'll find it. And that's beautiful. I want to pull an oracle card to kind of close off the opportunity section. Message. I feel this one coming through. Butterfly. So this is definitely a message about metamorphosis. And like it said in the card, like up-leveling your experience. And you see like this figure is changing. They're growing in line with the energy of the Year of the Dragon. They're growing in multiple ways. Like their legs are the vines, their feet are the lotus, their back is the wings of the monarch, and then you see the crown chakra energy being activated above. This really speaks to me about that message of integration, integrating all these seemingly like disparate characteristics into one. You are the lotus, you are the vines, you are the monarch. And you can communicate between these sun and the moon as well. There's like incredible harmony with that. So that would also be your great opportunity this year, is the integration part, both within yourself, the physical and the spiritual, and integration into society with how you are now, who you are now. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's look at the changes happening for you in Year of the Dragon. Changes for the Blue Flame group. So we have the Strength card, the Queen of Swords reversed, the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So the first words I'm getting are disruptor and endurance. So, what is the disruptor? The disruptor is emotional, to do with perceptions, feelings, and physical perceptions too. Right, because you have the Seven of Cups from the first part. Your perceptions are changing. Your perceptions are changing, obviously, yeah. But there's some discomfort, there's some, oh, what's the word? Mourning about that. You previously had the words and you knew what to say because you previously thought that, the world worked a certain way, but you're not able to speak with confidence anymore the way you would have before. But the changes that are happening is that you're getting so strong, that you're gaining a lot of strength in who you are, how you operate within the world. You're changing into this strength card. You're embodying this throughout the year. Your opportunity is to connect with community, but your change is an internal change. I just caught sight that there are 2 8s aligned here. So August could be pretty significant for you. And this will take patience and time and endurance, but it's not going to feel hard for you. I think because you have the Three of Cups, you're willing to take each step one at a time because you have the support with you. So you're changing your worldview completely. And like the card said, that's not easy. It can be messy at times. It can be a lot. So those are like the significant changes happening to you internally. But it also happens externally because your whole perception of the world is changing. For now, you're just taking it all in. You're not expressing yourself about it, and that's unusual for you. Usually you have the right words to say. But for now, you're kind of the listener. You're in listening mode. And that's great. That's a place for you to be. So that's going to feel, or it's going to present as a big change in your personality, but it's just appropriate to what you're going through. And there's a great strength in listening too, because you're learning, you're soaking everything in, you're absorbing all of the knowledge, all of the experiences are making you stronger. So with this one, let's pull a final card from this deck. The Lovers. The Lovers. Another card that really looks like integration here. See the moon and the sun, the dark and light. Everything's kind of wrapped around together. Yeah. I mean, of course the change that's happening for you is the integration. We just see this again. But there's something else here in the change with the Lovers. I'm going to say that you see the world after this, through this integration, and after especially, you see the world in a different way that's full of a different kind of love, a different kind of appreciation for the world, and it's just going to be so harmonious for you. This is the year for you guys. This is big. um yeah, I've been saying everything casually, but this is life-changing. This is a big year for you, a big and beautiful year of integration and awakening. Okay, so last row, let's hear about your challenges. I mean, I feel like we've already got the answer, but we'll see if there's other things we need to know about the challenges for you this year. So we have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, challenges, the Chariot, and the Knight of Pentacles, all in upright. Two sevens happening here, so the main challenge might be happening in July. This is definitely a challenge card starting out right here. It's like a disagreement of viewpoints, but also disagreement on how to handle something. Think of like clash of opinions, or on the dinner table, no one can agree on the politics of something, and you're just not gonna resolve it. That can be a big challenge for you this year. And it's the clash of opinions is around something that you've been trying to grow, trying to work on, something that you're trying to, what's the word? It's like take off, launch. You're trying to launch something. I don't know if you're in a startup or you're like an entrepreneur, but there are other people involved, and the challenge is that like you can't agree on something, but that one thing is big enough that it halts everything. And I want to say with the Knight of Pentacles that this is just a natural part of what you're working on, that you can't rush it. The Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles they're both forward energies, but they're very different paces. And so like I think maybe you guys were up against a deadline and you wanted to launch it, but the Knight of Pentacles energy is like, no, we need to do this right. There's something missing, and that will probably resolve the clash, but it's like you do need to delay the launch so that you can get all the pieces in place, and that will take a little bit more patience and time. So yeah, because it's coming in as a big challenge, as the challenge of the year, like this will feel like the big one of the year. And weirdly, this is like, yeah, this is to do with your working world. It's not to do with the spiritual part. Everything else, I mean, that's a challenge in itself, right? But yeah, this is the challenge to do with your working world. But say in terms of being a student in July, I mean, could it be like an internship that you're doing, or summer, yeah, like summer internship, or maybe like you wanted to be included on a project or have your opinion heard on a project and it wasn't really included. the advice would be like, it just, people can't hear your opinion yet, doesn't make sense to them yet, but with time, they'll see your point. But yeah, not feeling it too much in in like the school world, this challenge. It's more like the working world. So it could be like a part-time job or an internship you have, or if you're a grad student, like if you're a research assistant, something you're working on there, that would be more the realm of the challenge. And we'll get another card to help clarify that. Romance. This card has been coming up so much, and it's so cute to have it with the lovers. I'm going to move all this down. Romance for the challenge. I see this as like you have to activate your qualities of charm on this one. Your words of persuasion, like I said, you have this talent for oration, for speaking, for getting the right words down. It's you're not able to do it in the spiritual awakening, but you still got it for your job or for your studies. So you're gonna need to lean into your powers of persuasion and romance people a bit to persuade them to see your point, because that's a great power you have. It's not there for no reason. It's there for you to use it. It could also be like advertising, like romancing the public with your product. It could be that's what the disagreement is about, is how you're going to launch and advertise this thing, like the timing of it doesn't match or the concept doesn't match. But I don't see that as a challenge that you're not overcoming. You are overcoming it with great patience and with process, step-by-step process. So that's what I see for your year of the dragon. I mean, so much happening, lots to look forward to. Find your community to support you through it. You're gaining your strength and you're overcoming this challenge with your patient footsteps. And I'm wishing you so much love on your journey, hoping you continue to work with love for those around you as much as for yourself. And if you resonated with this reading, if you liked it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I would love to see you back here for more guidance. And if you want to share your story or ask a question, feel free to use the comments in the video to do so. And I'll see you in the next time. My Blue Flame group, I just realized that I had an afterthought that the 36, if you were born in the year of the dragon, you would be turning 36 this year. So there's a special kind of, message in that for you, in the idea that you're cycling through the every 12 years, right? Kind of like metamorphosizing into who you're becoming and who you are. So just wanted to send that out as any extra like confirmation or information for those who are born in the year of the dragon, turning 36 this year. Hi, Baby Steps chapter. So I was meditating on your card and again thinking through the challenges, opportunities, and changes happening for you in Year of the Dragon. And I got this sense of motion, right? So first thing is I noticed that there's a figure ascending steps into a portal. And it's almost like past, present, future versions of yourself. And it's like getting more aware of these different timelines of you and how they kind of inform your journey. So like it says here, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. I feel like also you'll need you'll be learning to make sense of your intuition along the way as well. It will make sense to you as you step. So you're following your intuition. Your intuition's telling you to take the next step. It doesn't make sense to you then, but it makes sense to you once you take the step. Kind of that thing happening. So it looks like you're taking multiple steps in the year of the dragon to get to this portal. So you're not passing the portal yet, but you're getting to this place by following your intuition where you're ready to step into the portal. And there's this imagery of like lights or stars. It makes me think of astrology. So I don't know if that's significant to you. You might want to like read up a bit more about how you can use that as a resource for you. But yeah, so far what I'm seeing is your year of the dragon is very much about ascending one step at a time and using your intuition to illuminate only the next step in front of you. And so you take that next step, and then the next one will be illuminated. And that's how you get to the portal. So yeah, entering a portal, year of the dragon, not in the beginning, but towards the end of the year. But I'm going to read also the author's interpretation of the card, so you can have that to reflect on as well. So it says, you're being called to take grounded action in response to your soul's calling, to start where you are and begin building in a consistent way. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they're waiting to know the destination before taking the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. Our soul is always calling us every moment of every day. The way to find yourself living in harmony with the cosmos is to listen to your soul's baby calls, cute, and whispers each and every day, and to take grounded action in the direction of those calls and whispers. You're being encouraged to start small, bite-sized, to put one foot in front of the other. Wow, I swear I didn't read this before I opened the book. I just looked for the name, so that's cool. It really does come through in the images. To do one thing every day, to break things down into achievable tasks. That's a good advice, especially for being a student. Break things down into small, achievable tasks, one at a time. Time on Earth goes slower than on other planets. This may cause frustration for starseeds, who can expect a faster pace of manifestation and thus give up before the seeds begin to sprout. If you resonate with that, it's time to opt for consistency over urgency. Time to take baby steps in the direction of your calling. To remember that you don't need to have it all figured out or know exactly where the path is leading you. You don't have to know every single step along the way before you set out on your great journey. You just need to take the next step. Exactly. So Starseed Soul Inquiry, what's one simple baby step you can take in the direction of your soul's calling? So that's interesting. What I saw as a portal, I think is being phrased more by the authors as a soul's calling, but it could be seen both ways. I think the soul is calling you to this portal, whatever that may be, that will kind of change your life next year. After the year of the dragon. So this whole year of the dragon is like calling you there, baby steps, getting you there month by month. So that's very exciting. So we're going to start with the opportunities you're encountering this year. Opportunities for our baby steps group in the year of the wood dragon. I already felt the phrase opportunities for growth coming through. We'll see if that's reflected in the cards or if it adds significance to the cards. So you have 5 of Swords reversed, 3 of Swords reversed, 6 of Pentacles upright, and Page of Swords reversed. Opportunities. It looks like a lot of strife and heartbreak is over this year. It's like something you don't really have to deal with this year. Instead of people being adversary in your vicinity or with you, they're reaching out to help you instead. Communication. They're reaching out to help you. I think in a different venue. It's like you remove yourself from this. It's not that people suddenly change, it's that like you've removed yourself from the situation of like fighting, like winner versus loser kind of environment, heartbreak that ensues over that. You've removed yourself from it, and you've found a more giving and supportive environment in another domain. Like, I'm gonna say this is like online, like digital environment. So I don't know, like say this was happening at school or in your job in like a physical like work setting, you'll find a more like generous job or program, and it'll be online though, something like that. Like, so it's like you don't have to deal with the same people and the same like problems because it's online. That's part of it, but it's also like it could be that they change the program to go more online, more work from home, and that's helping to resolve some of these things. But I see it more as you're getting this opportunity. You're getting a generous like funding or generous job opportunity given to you. And a lot of it will be like working online, working from home. I hope that that's something that you want. It feels like it is. And there's a lot of recovery, like a lot of healing with that, especially if like say you're an empathic type of person. Sometimes you just need to work from home for a while to like recover from a toxic work environment. It doesn't have to be forever unless you want it to be, but it looks like this is going to feel like a great opportunity for you. It's going to like free up mental space so you can like hear your soul's calling and follow it. Let me see. Maiden. This makes me feel like, so in this deck you have like the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So this is like very particular to a certain stage of your life, the young stage of your life. Oh yeah, when I heard opportunity for growth, it's like it's very attached to growth in specific to the stage of life that you're in. I'm really like, woo, watch out for the candle. I'm really like looking at the eagle, and I associate the eagle with like ancestry and spirit guidance from your ancestors. Watch out for the candle, baby. But actually, let me just like grab the book and read you the description, because Mocha's disrupted my connection. She disrupted my mental Wi-Fi. I think it's meant to be so that I can read you this. Maiden, I let my inner child light the way. So it's like reconnecting to your, it's like the soul calling is also your inner child calling you in a certain way. So it says, a youthful vibrancy defines the maiden in the cycle of life, an embodiment of delight found in endless exploration. There is an opportunity for new beginnings at this point in the journey. This infusion of energy works to follow intuition through the whole process. Okay, so let's next ask about the changes happening for our baby steps group in the year of the dragon. What changes to be aware of for this year? The Tower, definitely a change card. Judgment reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, intense, and Eight of Cups. So there's some very few like general clear things coming through to me. The Tower is a kind of like a divine intervention type of change. It's external, but you can think of this as like happening for you, not to you. Something external was setting you away from your path, but with the Tower, it's righting your path again. It's helping you get onto the right path. So it might feel really like big. And I hate to use this example of COVID, but it's the one coming to mind, that it's an external circumstance, right? That kind of shifted the way we work, shifted the way we see work and home, and how we experience them. Like with changes, it's a little bit like messy, but sometimes it turns out for the better, you know? And that's what it's something like that. I'm not saying there's another pandemic coming, but it's something that shifts for the better to put you on this path that you're on. I mean, weirdly, it does I did say about like, working online, like so that pandemic uh situation could apply here, but really it could be anything. Let's think of another example. Um, it could be like the program you applied to closed down. You wanted that program, but it closed down, or the professor you wanted to work with left. It's okay. It's happening for you. It's to put you on the right path to the right program, to the right advisor. And you've been on a very long mental journey with this. There's been a lot of like pain for you leading up into this, because the Ten of Swords are reversed. Um, it's like, for me, I like to see this as like the step after the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is the very last step in the sword sequence, where it's like you can't take anymore. It's like rock bottom. But I see the Ten of Swords reverse as like step 10.5. Like that's when the swords start falling out and you're like releasing them and you have the opportunity to heal from them. And you're walking away, I would say, from this Ten of Swords hardship, this Ten of Swords pain. Like I said, you're releasing them. You're not walking away from like a situation per se. It could be that, but it's more significant that you're walking away. You're releasing from your energy the pain, because it's being healed. So these are the changes happening. There's external changes associated with internal changes, but very healing, very path alignment changes and healing changes as well. So I'm going to get one more card. What am I seeing here? Let's get this one. This is the Nine of Pentacles. You are going to have a change in your financial situation for sure. You're going to be comfortable. You're going to be fulfilled and happy. I don't think it's the end of the game for you, but I think that it is welcome news after some financial difficulties. You're going to be more comfortable, more secure than you were before. You're going to be happy with it. Like, it's going to feel abundant to you, like you have more than enough. Just to affirm that even if this might feel like a scary change, it's actually a really good thing. Okay, let's go on to challenges. It already sounds like that was their challenge, right? But that was meant to come through and change. What's changing in your life circumstances, in you. But now let's look at what wants to be known for in terms of challenges. Three of Pentacles, King of Cups, Ten of Cups reversed, and a Wheel of Fortune. Interesting in terms of challenges, because these are all generally like very elation is the word coming to mind. So the challenge is in the area of your school or your work. I think that you're going to be challenged with connecting with the right advisor or professor. See, it's like if you're the ship and the King of Cups is the advisor, it's like you can't get to each other at this point. So it's kind of like the ship has to navigate to the advisor. I mean, that could align with this, like the program closing kind of thing. Maybe you follow the advisor to the new school and it's kind of like taking some time to navigate there. Ten of Cups reversed. The challenge will be feeling like you lost everything. You had this bright thing on your horizon. And the challenge is not a loss. Like I said, it's just a redirection. The challenge is the feeling of loss. like you had it all and you lost it. So the challenge will be to like change your perception and remember that it's just writing your path. This challenge is blessed. Like, you've got luck on your side to help you through this challenge. Really, all you have to do is take care of your perception, your mental health, and emotional well being, because things will work themselves out for you. Stagnation, right? So, like I was saying, there's some patience involved with connecting you with your advisor, your program. I do see this as like a singular authoritative person. Um, so the patience is needed so that this feeling of loss doesn't drag you down, because the wheel of fortune is turning at its own pace, and it will hit your jackpot when the time is right, but it might take a little bit longer than you feel comfortable with. So the challenge there is learning how to care for yourself through that long period of waiting. And there's plenty of resources out there for you, and like this, I know this is a very difficult thing to go through. I just accepted an opportunity recently that's been like almost a year in the workings, and I almost forgot about it. I almost thought that it wasn't going to happen, but the wheel turned in the right way when it needed to, and so now it's happening. So this does happen, especially, I mean, depending on how your institution functions, or if there's any complications like with COVID. Just have faith and maybe focus on other things in your life, but mostly, like, yeah, have faith, but care for yourself, and don't manifest it into like a negative reality, like, oh, this isn't going to happen, what am I going to do next, you know. Just find ways more to deal with what's underlying that anxiety and those feelings. The main challenge here. Yeah, so this is your year ahead of you. Take baby steps, because your soul is calling you to a portal. You're going to receive a great opportunity. Finances are a part of that opportunity. Security, stability, and promise. It's part of your growth at the stage you're at. You're at the maiden stage, growing into whatever like authority that you want to become in the future. There's going to be some external things happening to help align you to your path, and to help heal you from previous wounds, help you release that past so that you can keep going ahead to your soul's calling. And remember to connect with your inner child as well. The joy of the experience of exploring that calling is part of your path as well. And you might need to be a little bit patient about connecting with a boss or a mentor or an advisor, but luck is on your side. And um, and financial comfort, resources are on your side as well too. So wishing you the best year of the dragon, hoping you continue to work with love in everything you do. Please subscribe if you feel like you would like more guidance throughout the year. I would love to have you back. If you liked this reading, please hit the like button. If you want to share some comments of your story or ask a question, feel free to do so in the video. Excuse me. And I will see you in the next time. Hello, the Great Severing Group. So this reading is about your year of the dragon, and we're looking at the opportunities, changes, and challenges coming through to you this year. And so I was just kind of reflecting on your card through the imagery, and I started noticing little details like you can see probably here it's actually earth hidden in this mist peeking there. So it's like this is Mars energy. It's like this would be Mars and Earth, and there's like a separation there, a distance. There's also these, like, it looks like little ruins of a civilization, like an ancient civilization, in the mountainside. So it makes me think of like possibly a conflict in your life that turned into a great distance between you and the person or the people. Possibly some sort of like home life, like community or even family members that haven't been in communication for a long time over something. And it could have started before you, it could have involved you later as like an adult. But I don't know if you also can see what I'm seeing here. I don't know if it's intended, but it looks almost like a face here in the mist. It makes me think of like everything kind of being watched over from above, like by spirit guides. There's something kind of like greater at play in the severing that happened. So that's kind of what I'm pulling in here. It's making me think of like possibly like regaining communication or connection after a great distance. It's making me think also of, say, if your family immigrated to another country and you lost contact with the family that was in the initial country, and it's kind of like you're on two different planets at this point, right? But you're still family. And it's making me think of that example too, about being separated by time, distance, events like war, that kind of severed a connection. And so that might be a strong theme that's going to come through in your year. I want to read the description from the authors to get their interpretation in our reading as well. So it says, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. This is a shadow card, one that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation and earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others and the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. And the starseed soul inquiry is, how are you cutting yourself off from love? How can you soften towards those who have hurt you? That's interesting. So as I was reading that, I was getting other thoughts in my head about that weren't mentioned there, but more than just the say the wounds and the healing and the need to address like how you can open yourself to love in this in your life now. It also made me think of like inherited traumas, like intergenerational traumas, and some healing that can happen in that respect as well, to soften yourself to love. And there's a lot of research out there, both on like the spiritual aspect, but also like psychological and and social sciences. So some of the research I remember on the psychology side was that like offspring of mice was one of the experiments, but also like this has kind of been observed in humans as a possibility that the offspring of certain mice that were exposed to a trauma were also developed a fear of the same thing that caused the ancestor a trauma, even if they never experienced it themselves. So I feel like there's some clues there for you as well, that some of your fears and anxieties aren't even rooted in your lifetime. They're rooted in something that happened to your grandmother or her grandmother, which is like a new idea both in the science world and in our like common experience that's coming to light. But that might be something needed to soften to love in this year of the dragon, which seems to be your main directions this year. So apart from that being a major opportunity, let's see what the cards are gonna show us for your opportunities coming to you in this year of the dragon. So what opportunities can the Great Severing Group expect this year? Justice reversed, Two of Wands, Four of Wands, Two of Wands reversed, Four of Wands upright, and the Hanged Man. You're going to come together with someone that's going to change your perspective dramatically. You are going to find the opportunity to soften to love. That's wonderful. In some cases, it will be one person, like a soulmate, a partner type person that you take to the next level, or you're just meeting them. If you haven't met them yet, it looks like you'll find them in a place you never expected, in a place you never thought to look before, and it'll be a surprise. If it's someone that you're already partnered up with, you're gonna bring this to the next level. Like you'll make it official, or you'll bring it whatever level that's at, like whether it's moving in or getting married, getting engaged, like whatever stage that feels like the next level happening, and you're going to be growing alongside with this person. They're going to be helping you unfold and soften to love and change your whole outlook on life. Yeah, I just started with these two cards really right here. It was just like shouting at me. Like that was so beautifully coming through. What's happening here? Justice reversed. So your wounds regarding love happened from an injustice that happened to you in the past. Yeah. But like I said, this could be intergenerational. It could be like a social inequality, a generational injustice, something that's like weighing on you and like affecting your ability to love, your ability to open yourself to love. I mean, not that you don't have an ability. It's more like you've closed it off for business. You closed the doors. This injustice, whether intergenerational or also in your lifetime, it could be both, and it looks like it's both to me, is what did it. Two of Wands reversed. It's like you were stuck. Like you felt so stuck. Like there's no, like, why even move forward? There's nothing out there for you. You, I won't get ahead of myself because we're still going to talk about the changes and the challenges, but it looks like you're going to need to nudge yourself a bit to get from here to there to find the person. This is kind of the thing that you'll have to resolve within yourself to be able to see even just a sliver of an opportunity to get unstuck. But yeah, let me stick to the message here because it's all about opportunities. I mean, well, it's clear. It's a great opportunity to soften yourself, to love, to find a great love, and for that love to transform you, to transform the way you see the world. The hangman is hung upside down, but like has a contented look on their face, and that's really indicative of the energy of changing your worldview, even though it looks like uncomfortable. And the process is uncomfortable, the result is beautiful. You see everything differently, and you get a lot of answers that your heart has been wanting for a while. I want to bring in another card here. Oh, well, okay, that one's coming through too. So you get 17 winter. There's a beautiful owl here too, kind of like, it looks like an energetic connection or protection forming around this person, onset by the owl. And this card is also meant for you. Mexican sunflower with a butterfly. I think I remember something about this card representing joy. But I also want to say like ancestry, because it's like the flower's been like ancestrally kind of honored and revered. So it could be that you have like Mexican ancestry here. That could be like very important to what I was saying about the intergenerational wounds. I want to actually just pull up the descriptions. Winter is also interesting. It could literally be like winter is a place to look for as a significant milestone in your opportunities. You could meet this person in the winter. Winter starts towards the end of December, like December 21st, around then. So looked December 21st to March 21st as like the winter months. So around this time next year, where like it's almost like the connection happens. It's like you're manifesting it, you're taking time to heal for yourself, you're softening yourself to love, and then love arrives. It's like you open the gate, and then love protects you too. Yeah. And there's something here about like nurturing, nourishment. Like the character here is blowing. It looks like doing an action of blowing out. It's almost like magical, like breathing out and nourishing the plants. But also like the plants are nourishing them. Same with the butterfly. It's like everything's kind of interconnected here. So there's love on multiple levels that you'll be experiencing as you go through this journey of opening yourself or softening yourself to love. So the affirmation for winter is, I release what no longer serves me. Yeah, that's definitely releasing a past memories that might not even be yours, that might be from your ancestors, that are no longer serving you in the current moment. So it's saying winter is a sacred pause, quieting down and resting. Nature comes to a still point. Need for letting go. You'll see nature shift and flow through seasons with varying degrees wherever you are in the world. So like when you think of like the life or creative force, there's like ups and downs, dips and flows. So for this part of the cycle, it's a powerful time for reflection. So give yourself deep and radical rest, it says, and reflection. And the creative process will always require a time of release, an acknowledgement of what is not needed to move forward, so it must be left behind. It is through this practice of rest that wisdom of what needs to go becomes clear. So if you're not sure what it is you need to let go of, resting can give you that clarity. And the journal prompt is, what is my relationship with slowing down and resting? It brings me back to this great severing card about like, this card is about letting go of what no longer serves you. And I was talking about like a severing happening in the past as a source of wounds. But another energy of that is that you'll also be doing some severing yourself of the wounds from your experience now. And 32 Mexican sunflower. The affirmation here is, I magnetize my desires. That's almost like what I was reading here about you kind of like reflecting, softening to love, and then you magnetize your partner. The Mexican sunflower is a reminder of how your own magnetic energy can draw your desires toward you with effortless simplicity. All you need to do is tap into your most authentic forms of self-expression. This creates a natural radiance, and others may even comment that you are glowing. Embrace the magic and uniqueness within you. So you don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to like push for notice. You don't have to like strategize how you're gonna get like your voice heard. This is just a time to simply be, and be all of you, the bold, authentic version of your whole self. A time to watch what wanders your way when you let yourself fully shine. And the prompt is, what part of me has been dormant and is now ready to be expressed? So that's significant too on your journey to softening to love, is also accepting yourself, softening to yourself and loving yourself as well, and not having to like do X, Y, and Z to be noticed or to gain people's respect. You just need to be you. It might take some meditation and some deep cycles of meditations and rest and what that unfolds to get at the heart of what that actually means to you. But that's a beautiful opportunity on your journey. Just love from all angles, self-love, partner, romantic love, family, community love, universal love is all available to you as your opportunity for this year. And that's monumental. That's beautiful. So I don't think anything more needs to be said there. Let's talk about the changes upcoming in your year of the dragon. What changes for the great severing group? Okay, so the lovers. How many lovers indications do you need here? The 5 of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Magician. Changes coming to you. You're going to embody this Magician energy and the Lover's energy. like I said before, this love will change you. It'll change your whole perspective on the world. It'll also change your perspective on your, how do I say this? Your influence on your own life. So like I was saying before, if you were probably feeling kind of stuck and like it wasn't worth even trying to go anywhere, that changes in the with the magician card. It's like you realize that you can create your own opportunities. It happened with your love, and you realize it can happen in other areas of your life too. I I tend to interpret the Lover's card like slightly different depending on the reading. So I have so many interpretations for it, and right now a very different one is coming through for me too. And this is like you also master that ability to open yourself to love, and it becomes fundamentally a part of who you are. And it's like you're seeing everything through different eyes, through love. Like you're able to shift back and forth. You're able to remember how it looked like before you had love, you had opened to yourself to love. But it's like you can turn around and see what the world looks like with love as well. That gives you like a great knowledge, experiential knowledge. And this is the big shift is happening internal to you. But of course, it feels like it's external too, because you realize you have these powers of manifestation in the physical world. Like your perspective changes your physical reality as well. So all the changes are happening within you because of you, like that. The Ace of Wands reversed. It's like you're no longer waiting for opportunities. You're grabbing them. You're not waiting for it to drop into your hand. You're like plucking it out. It's like the magician, you're like pulling the rabbit out of the hat. It's like you're pulling the opportunity out of your hat. That's what's changing with you. It's like you realize just how much power you do have to change your circumstances, to go for what you want. It was proven when you manifested your love. And so you're very curious, and you realize, let's try this in other areas of my life too. Let me just say here that it's reminding me a lot of my husband, who like we always disagree about who manifested who. I believe that we were just ready at the right time, but he actually was like asking the universe every night to send him someone for like a year before we connected. And for me, I was on a healing journey, and it took me until just before we met for me to kind of proclaim that I've healed to myself. Actually, like joining the dating site was my last step in healing from my previous relationship, and that's where we met. So you could see how it could go both ways, but this is just reminding me of my husband and how he firmly believes that he manifested me. I responded to his beacon. The universe connected us, and you know, when something like that happens, it's like anything is possible. It changes everything. So that is a beautiful part of our story, and I'm hoping equally beautiful, if not more beautiful, happening for you, which it looks like it's happening right now. And I'm feeling so many emotions. I'm feeling all this, everything that's tied up with what it meant for us to find each other. It's universe shifting. It's not just earth shifting, it's universe shifting. Both of our lives have changed so dramatically for the better. And this is what I'm trying to communicate to you as well, because this is what's coming ahead and for you. So magical this year for you. Um, let's see if there's another card in here. I feel like I'll be shocked if there's the Lovers again. The Ace of Pentacles. This is like you're building your home. You're building your life. It's starting a new cycle for you. The Ace starts and runs up to the Ten of Pentacles, and then there's the Court cards. The Ten of Pentacles is like it's like generational kind of card. There's like multiple generations in a home. They have security, they have love, all of like the dream home scenario. It's like you're starting that with this Ace of Pentacles card. Just look, it looks like a dream. Maybe some of you are like dreaming of living near forest or mountains. That's in the imagery as well. But like, look at the dog's face, just like so ready to fetch that dream. Nice. So let's keep going. And the last is the challenges for this year. What are the challenges the Great Severing group can expect to navigate this year? The Four of Cups. I already see what this is. The Nine of Wands. The Chariot reversed. The Ace of Cups. Lovely. So it's still to do with love. And this part, the challenge is discerning the right person for you, or the right type of love. Sorry, I was getting very focused on the partner romantic love, which I think is true for most viewers, but for some who are hoping for a different kind of love, maybe to do with like healing, or like starting a family, or finding more of a community love, or connecting to more universal love. Please also consider interpretations in that direction too, because it's all fair game in this reading as I'm seeing it. I've seen indications of all of those. But with the Four of Cups as your challenge, it's like someone's offering you love and you're kind of like, I'm not sure. So the challenge is both like discerning who's what's the right love connection for you, or the right person. The other challenge is also like it says, opening yourself to that offer when it does come. Not hesitating too much, because that might sour the feelings. That would be the challenge, yeah. The two challenges. Discerning the love connection, but also not hesitating, not waiting too long to soften yourself. So that it's a smoother road for the other person. This is more out of respect to the other person or people, for you to deal with that challenge. This card, it's like it's gonna take some work. You might want to work with like a counselor or support group on this, because with the cast, it makes me think of support, like a doctor too, like some kind of expert help. But like the card feels joyful. It's like you're joyfully building up the way that you want to live your life now. You have endurance for this, but also lean on your support. So the challenge is that it is going to take a while. This is repeated in the Chariot reverse. This is going to be a very slow process. So, like I said, you expect it to be fulfilled in winter. That could be all the way to the end of winter. Like, what's the end of winter for the Year of the Dragon? It could go all the way into the next year too, like until March. So, it feels. I know it feels long when you're like ready to connect now, but a year isn't long in like the scheme of a whole lifetime, so it's worth the work. But this is indicating to me that it will take probably the span of the year, at the very least 9 months. And then, do you see the cup here is accepted? You've accepted the cup. Um, that's repeating. That is your challenge. Your challenge is to accept the cup. Yeah, I guess that's what we've been saying all along. But so three challenges coming through. To accept the cup, to soften yourself, to accept the cup, to soften yourself up in like a time, in I would say like not a timely manner, but like to keep trying, keep going for it, to soften yourself up out of respect for the other person's patience. And then third, to discern what's the love connection that you really want. So, for example, like you've heard this reading and you're like, okay, love is coming my way. Don't accept the first thing that comes your way, you know? Like you also, part of softening to love also means softening to yourself and understanding what you want from love, why you want love, and what that looks like to you, so that when you do see it, that's when you know that, like, oh, this is the thing that I've been looking for. You know, it's not just asking, are you the thing? It's like you've done the meditation and you're like, yes, okay, I know you're the thing that I've been looking for. Yeah, those are your challenges to do with connecting to love. But it's so beautiful, it's so healing, and you're definitely healing through love, and it feels very timely. It feels like it's about time for this to happen for you, because you're getting a little worn down by the world as you're seeing it now, and love is going to brighten everything. It's going to change the way you see everything, the way you live your life for the rest of your life. Oh, romance. Of course you have romance. Yeah, most people, this is a romantic connection. That's just confirming it. I have nothing more to say than that. I mean, yeah, it's romantic in the sense that there's love, it's a love of partnership, but it's also romancing the way that you see the whole world too. Like that, there's one love that will ignite other loves in your life, like love for your career, love for your community, love for like the area you live in, all the sorts of love. It'll just like it'll ignite them all. All of them are kind of shut down. This will like help ignite and open up all of those, like a whole network of love. So that's so beautiful for you, and I'm hoping that you continue to work with your newfound sense of love in the future. And if you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. If you want to add your thoughts as a comment or add a question, please do so. And I would love to see you back here. I'd love to hear how it went for you, and I would also love to see you back here for more readings, so feel free to subscribe and then you can get notified when I release another one, and I'll see you next time.